100 rated chess, but you only win if the opponent managed to blunder their queen 5 times. That sounds very impossible, as even though my opponents tend to blunder their queen a lot, it's very rarely they can blunder her 5 times in a single game. But of course, I'm not backing down from a challenge. We get a 130 from Indonesia. e4. I have an idea. e5. So in order to get 5 queen blunders, of course I need to somehow be able to lure my opponent's queen out into the open. And the arguably best way to do that is that most famous bong cloud opening. My favorite, the honey trap tactic. There she comes. d3. Our first attempt at a blunder would be very convenient if this simple attack can actually work. It doesn't. Knight f3. It's fine, as long as his queen is still out here. The future is still very promising. Knight c6. Alright, since my king has finished his job of attracting the enemy woman, I'll just pull him back. To be clear, I'm not a coward. The king was annoyingly blocking my bishop from coming out, so this is 100% for development purposes. d6. Bishop e2. Bishop g4. Knight c3. It's been 7 moves into the game and we still haven't managed to get even a single blunder. I'll bring as many pieces in as possible, and then we'll attempt to completely trap his queen for 5 moves in a row. King d8. That looks like a mouse slip, but who cares anyway? Knight d5. King d7. Now that doesn't look like a mouse slip. Knight e3. Bishop e6. Aha! That gave us an attempt at his queen. Knight to d4. He sees it. Knight df5. 11 moves in, still no queen blunders. This guy is now officially one of my strongest opponents ever on this channel. Knight d4. Bishop h5 looks really strong here, but I definitely don't want a queen f6 followed by queen d8, turning all of our effort so far into nothingness. g4 instead. Knight takes e2. Queen takes e2. Knight f6. h4. Losing a light bishop when his queen is on a light square is actually really sad. I'll try to make it up with the pawns. He defends it. This guy's actually good. g5 then. Knight g4. I have to take that. Funny enough, Stockfish actually thinks this is a missed win, because it wanted me to go either knight e1, knight f1, or knight fucking g2, which has literally no other square to go back out. I didn't know fishes could actually swim in alcohol. d5. Aha! Finally. That blunders the queen for the first time. Knight takes c5. Royal fork. King e8. Okay, of course I cannot take his queen, because if there is no queen then there won't be any queen blunders. Bishop f4. Take this pawn please. Exactly. But now I have to take that pawn. Bishop takes f5. 3 down, 2 more to go. E takes f5 is definitely a bad choice because it provokes a queen move. Rook d1 instead. Bishop b4 check. c3. Move that bishop please. Okay, he did move the bishop, but not in the way I was expecting. B takes c3. Queen c6. Aha! For a moment there I was so scared when I saw his queen move, but it turned out that he was actually moving into another blunder. 4 out of 5, we only need one more blunder. But in this position, something unexpected happened. You see, even though you guys have this counter to remember the moves, and I am also counting with my voice in the background to keep you guys on track with the challenge. Unfortunately, I didn't have such qualities of life during the game, and I had to count the blunders using my old ancient brain, at 11 PM during the night.